Hello, hello, hello. So Shad's up back again with another vlog and a little update as to what's going on my channel and what's been happening lately. So for those of you who don't follow me on Twitter or Facebook or on Discord, probably won't know what's happened recently. So I've been building a PC for my son Crystal Craze, and I decided to use the graphics card from my current PC to put into his. So I've managed to scrounge some parts together and get some bits and pieces together, and we've got a reasonable computer for him to use, and he'll be able to play games and be able to stream. He'll have a Core i5 with 16 gig of RAM, my GTX 960, and various other bits and pieces, so he's all good to go. It's all good. And to replace my graphics card, I purchased a pre-owned GTX 980, for which I was at a pretty good price. It was around maybe about £20–30 cheaper than you would normally find secondhand, so I thought it was a good deal. Anyway, installed the card, everything was going absolutely hunky-dory, and then Thursday evening, I decided to do a live stream with Ferg. We recorded some Minecraft, basically us just derping around as we do in Minecraft on Divine Journey, and then we decided to play some PUBG and stream it. So we played one match of PUBG. We landed, we found some loot, some weapons and everything, and I got into a firefight with somebody that was lurking around the area we were in. I took a couple of hits, fired a couple of shots back, and the game crashed and exited back to the desktop. Not unusual for an early access game, and so I wasn't really that perturbed by it. Loaded the game up again, and we were playing again. Shaz was having her hair done, and we were sitting playing, and I thought, that stuff that Shaz is having put on her hair is really stinky. It smells like kind of ozone-y. You can probably guess where this is going. And we carried on playing, and the smell got worse, and we again got into a firefight, and I fired a few shots off, got a couple of hits on the guy, and then the screen just, or both my monitors turned off. I was already having audio issues because apparently OBS decided that even though I'd selected my blue microphone, which we got here, as the source, it decided that it couldn't actually pick up any audio through it, even though it's working perfectly fine now, and I haven't touched it since. Go figure. So yeah, getting back to what was happening. So the smell was getting quite a lot worse, and I just happened to glance down, because my PC is sort of down, let me move my hand, boop, 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 it's sort of down there at my feet. It keeps my feet warm in the winter. And I happened to glance down as the screens went, after the screens had gone black, and there was smoke pouring out the side of my PC. Now, when people say my PC blew up, or so-and-so blew up, you kind of take them with a pinch of salt. It didn't literally just explode. But when I said to Ferg, yeah, I'm going to have to go, my graphics card's on fire, I wasn't lying. Although there were no actual flames, so it wasn't literally on fire, but it was billowing blue smoke. And so I shut the PC down immediately, disconnected all the power cables and everything. I left it for probably around about 5 or 10 minutes, and then took the side off, and took the GTX 980 out, turned it over to look at the back of the card, and lo and behold, there was a lot of thermal paste dribbling out the bottom. So I mean, I don't want to be cynical and think that the person that sold it to me deliberately sold me a duff card. What I suspect has happened is either it's been overclocked and it didn't like it, or it might have been the actual the processing unit might have been delidded or repasted, but not repasted properly, which is, you know, possible. I mean, people do that. They'll repaste it with different paste after they've used it for a little while, or if they've overclocked it, just to make sure that the thermal paste on there is good and the cooling is good. I mean, the fans work, the light comes on, but I just can't get a display through it, so it's clearly cooked. And obviously the nice smell of burning electrical circuits. So yeah, that's where I'm at the moment. I was going to continue recording Dark and Light, but I'm probably not going to be able to get that done this weekend now, with sort of time slipping away from me. I've literally had to take the GTX 960 back out of my son's keyboard, my son's PC, and put it back into my PC. But I have ordered a new card. I've ordered a GTX 1060 brand new. So hopefully that will be okay. It's a relatively low power card for a reasonably decent output. I got the 6 gig card rather than the 3 gig. So once that arrives, which is going to be sometime next week, I'll pop that in. I'll get all the drivers installed, do a bit of testing, and then I'll restart the Dark and Light. So there's going to be a Dark and Light episode coming out on the 10th of October, and then probably nothing until, let me just bring up my calendar. Probably nothing until the 17th of October, because I will probably record a batch of them to get them up and about, and so that I like to record sort of 5 or 6 in a row. So I've got maybe a month's worth in advance in case I don't have time to record, or in case something like this happens. But something like this always happens right at the end when I've run out of videos. So I've only got one in the bag. I might be able to get some done today, but you know, to be honest, I've kind of lost interest in this past few days. So yeah, that's a thing. What else was I going to say? Oh, I've downloaded the Battlefield 2 beta. Battlefront 2, sorry. Coffee. And I might maybe stream some of that over the weekend, or in the early part of next week. Seems okay. I haven't really touched it. I've just loaded it up to make sure it runs, and it's all okay, and just tweak the settings. What else? Fortnite. Streamed a little bit of Fortnite last week. Maybe stream a little bit. I'm undecided on Fortnite insofar as I really like the concept of the game, and I really like playing it. And the stream that I did a little while ago, I did get a top 10 in probably my first 4 games. But I might have to play it with a controller. Now I can't play it on my Xbox because the email address that I used to register it for PC is the same one that I used for my Xbox. So it just basically throws an error and says you can't play it on this platform using this email address. I could set up another email address, but I'm not going to mess around with it, so we'll just leave it at that. I wouldn't mind trying it on Xbox, and maybe once they sort out that you can play on 2 different devices on the same email address, I'll do that and maybe stream some from the Xbox. But for the time being, I might actually jam a controller into my PC and see if I can get on with that. It's the building aspect of it. You don't really get a huge amount of time to fiddle around with pressing Q and then cycling through and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if it might just be a little bit easier with the keyboard, but I'm going to keep playing it and possibly streaming it. What else is going on? PUBG will continue after it killed my card. I'm going to might go back to leave it until I get the 1060. What else? I'm currently trying to work on a new video intro. The one that I use at the moment, which is, there's nothing wrong with. I don't dislike it. I'm just looking at changing things up a little bit. That was done by Barbecued Sloth, Hugely appreciative of that, and I've used it for a little while now. I just kind of want to do something a little bit different, but I'm not really sure what. So I've downloaded Ableton Live Lite. I'm just trying to get to grips with using that for doing a little bit of background music for it, and then I'll work on the actual graphics itself. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, whether it's going to be a slidey show type thing, or it's not going to be as fancy as the one Slotty did, because I'm not that skilled. What else? Just trying to think, has anything else really happened in the gaming world? No, not really. I think that's pretty much it. It was just the just wanted to really let you know about the state of affairs with the PC. My son's PC is ready to go. All I have to do is whack the card back in there and install Windows, and then it'll be good to go, because it's for his birthday, which will be in, when this goes out, it'll be in 10 days time. So that's all ready to go. Hopefully my card will turn up within those 10 days. I kind of dropped the ball a little bit in not ordering it on a next day delivery and paying the extra cash for the next day delivery. Kind of regretting that now, but it is what it is at the end of the day. So work is extremely busy at the moment as well. We've got some more bits and pieces coming up which will probably require me to be working away. Thankfully not quite, it's not the opposite end of the country this time, so it shouldn't really interfere with my recording and streaming schedule, or being around in the evenings, which should be pretty good. That won't happen until next year, because we've got some stuff going on up the north next year, but that will kind of happen as and when. I'm not entirely sure. We haven't really been told that yet. So yeah, busy really. That's pretty much all I gotta say. You might notice that the green screen's gone. I was having rather a lot of difficulty. It's a darker green. It's over there at the moment, leaning against the wall. I can't collapse it either. It won't collapse down again. So it's not a bright enough green to kind of be able to chroma out the background, so it gets all speckledy in the background and it looks rubbish. And you know what, I'd rather you see that in the background than speckly crap. It's either all or nothing. It can't be a halfway house. So yeah, I'd literally every time I'd start up to get ready for a stream or a recording session, I'd have to sit there for about half an hour tweaking the chroma settings in OBS, because it was different every time, even though the screen hadn't moved. The lighting might be slightly different, slightly more light coming in from the window over there, or whatever, and then I couldn't do much with that light up there, and I can't put any more lights anywhere else. I'd like to put some lights behind the sort of my monitors, but there's no room for it, so I'm just like, do you know what, I'm done. What I'm going to do probably after in the new year is get one of the Elgato collapsible screens, because that looks pretty cool. It's a nice bright vivid green and it should be pretty good and easy to collapse, whereas that one isn't. To be honest, I might just set fire to that one, throw it out or whatever. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I bought it cheap, so yeah, it is what it is. So I've waffled on for 13 minutes and 45 seconds, which is probably 10 minutes and 45 seconds longer than I needed to. So thank you for your patience and sticking around. If you're still here and you haven't nodded off, wake up! Thank you. So I'll catch you in the next video, whether it be a stream or a recorded session or another vlog. And I'll hopefully be able to show off shiny new graphics in the next week. Fingers crossed. Thanks for watching. Bye.